Hello, everyone. I'm Jean-Claude at BeyondMystic, and welcome to this special deep woo-woo episode on Wednesday night. Of course, it's the tarot readings by Janine. You can find Janine here at Sending Ravens on YouTube and also on Tarot by Janine. Janine, welcome back to the show.
Hi, everybody. And don't forget to go visit Jean-Claude at BeyondMystic 3. Don't miss out on all this good stuff he's got up there.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Guys, tomorrow I have Jay Widener at 3 p.m. We're going to be talking about the cold, hard truth. A lot of subject matter in that video. So please stay tuned for that. And of course, tomorrow night, a big blockbuster show. Also, the Divine Feminine Oracles are back. And this time, Janine is also joining us. A special show tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. So don't miss that one, folks. Okay, Janine, you and I have so much to talk about here tonight, but I wanted to first ask you what's going on with Sending Ravens. I know this weekend you were demonetized. They sent you some cockamamie story as to why they were doing that. First of all, do you have an update on that for the audience members here?
So I don't even get to complain about it till May 7th. They don't want to talk to me till May 7th, but at least I can post things on there. So I'm going to continue. They basically want me to take down what they didn't even say exactly what. They just said I had to clean up the channel because some things are not adding up to their specified
rules.
Guidelines. And it's like,
right.
Well, oh my goodness, well, that could just be about anything. So I'm not even going to bother. So I'm going to leave that. And I'm literally just going to try to get it monetized again May 7th, just exactly the way it is, just because I wouldn't even know where to start and see what happens.
Okay. And we're getting emails also, people suggesting that now there might be some issue with the Tarot by Janine YouTube channel. Is this indicative of where it's going? Explain to the audience what just happened today.
Yeah. So all day, ever since this video went up a couple hours ago, like 5 hours or something ago, I've been getting emails. I think about half the people that try to click on it can't see it. It doesn't stream, yet it streams for me. So it's being very selective. And I'm finding mostly Australia and the UK can't seem to watch it. Some of Europe. And maybe even I've even got some emails from Americans. So I'm thinking it's just, I don't know how they choose who can't see it and who can, but I think they're messing. I think they're just, I think they're going after us.
Right. Well, it could be the subject matter as well. So you guys can read the title that's up there now. Julie, Janine, and I just did a very explosive, I guess is the word we can call it, investigation here today on both of these topics, not just the looking glass technology that has just now resurfaced again, but this whole idea of the snake venom and the other narrative that is attached to that. Of course, we're talking about this video that was making the rounds here a couple of days ago. Janine and I received so many emails from you guys asking us to look into this. We took a lot of time. We took actually a few more days to try to get everything we could under this particular video. We could have done the investigation a couple of days ago, but we thought we would wait a little bit to gather a little bit more information. This is a tough subject to broach. And on that note, I know that this lady as well was just deleted for talking about that here on YouTube. So this is dangerous territory, guys, for us to be talking about this here. So please do go and check out this pay-per-view. We just put it out earlier today when we recorded to the Insider Access Pass. You guys always have it first. And I've just now launched it also to the pay-per-view audience. Janine, why, in your view here, and without getting into too much detail so we don't get dinged here in a censorship, but why isn't it so important for the audience members to watch this episode?
Because it's spreading like wildfire, the information. And so it's really important to really look at it because it's just making the rounds. And with that many people's eyes on, we had to know what we were dealing with.
Okay. There's a couple of things going on here. We might have some issues. Star is saying, why is Janine's channel not live? It should be live, but this could be, again, why it could be a result of some of the other problems that Janine is facing on your side with the censorship. On my board here, it says that we're streaming both the Sending Ravens and BeyondMystic here. So let me Janine, let me just post on Twitter right now for the folks to
Yeah.
come over on this side to watch the show.
Okay.
Hold on, folks. I'm going to do this live here, and I'm going to ask you, Janine, also to maybe retweet that on your side
Okay.
in case people cannot watch that for some reason. So let me go. Ask you, Janine. Okay. Okay. This is that. Wait. Yeah, that's there. Okay, hold on a second here. Copy. And then, yeah, sorry guys. Just a little bit of a delay here. We're going to try to fix this problem if indeed there is one. Please watch on BeyondMystic. Oh, I remember when this happened a couple of months ago with my channel. It's very frustrating. Okay, so Janine, I'm just going to tag you in the tweet here so that you can just quickly retweet on your end. And I'm going to bring that live for the audience members too. And I'm going to ask you, the audience, if you can also, I'll give you the link to the Twitter feed here a second, but if you can go to your own Twitter and social media feeds also, please do share this message here. For some reason, there seems to be a problem. Okay, so I've just put the link in the live chat now. You guys will see it here. So if you guys want to click on that and retweet that, hopefully those people who are trying and cannot access Janine's channel can move over here and watch with us here tonight. See, some people saying it's working, some it's not. So it could be an IP thing, just like your video on Tarot by Janine right
Very
now.
strange. Yeah.
There's weird things going on right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to the storyboard. So we've talked about this, okay, available now. And that also, interestingly enough, it kind of ties in, guys, to the video I did a couple of days ago with Gosha of Cosmic Agency. We touched on some of these themes. So if you haven't seen that episode, also, we're at 20,000 views on this. Really go check it out. Fascinating conversation in and of its own, but it also builds a little bit here on the narrative in terms of human consciousness and where we're at in this spiritual war. So that will also tie in to this investigation that we produced earlier today. Okay. Now let's get back here to the other items I have. Let me see. So there's the winner from last week. Let me bring that up on the screen. Carla from Ascension Argonites. Okay, she says, I just realized that the winner for Chloe last week did not reply. So we're looking for Laura Sidewell. So Laura, I also personally sent you an email today. Maybe the previous one went to your spam folder. So if you're watching this now and you haven't received our email, we use the same one from your PayPal donation. That's how we pick the winners. So please look at your spam. If it's not in there, just email me, Laura Sidewell, and I'll get you in contact with Carla so that she can send you the pyramid from last week that you won. Now, speaking of pyramids, this evening, here again for the PayPal tip jar, let me bring that up. This is the one for tonight. Her name is Sage. And before we let Carla explain what this pyramid is all about, I do want to thank everybody on Monday night. There was a huge reaction to Janine being demonetized. So a lot of you were extremely generous on Monday night in the PayPal tip jar. So a big thank you to you guys. Again, we don't exist without you guys and without your support. And of course, YouTube here is making it harder and harder for us to be out here. And we're actually going to bring some news items here tonight as to why perhaps that is happening and why the censorship is actually going to get worse here before it gets better. So let's hear what Carla has to say so you guys know what to expect here in the PayPal tip jar.
Hi everyone, this is Carla from Ascension Organized, and today I have a new design for you. Her name is Sage. So Sage was inspired by one of our wonderful viewers of the show. And to me, she means inner wisdom, connecting to higher self, connecting to that inner voice that is always guiding us to our highest good. Also soothing and very relaxing because of the colors. So I made her with white milky quartz and aluminum metals. So as you know, white milky quartz, it's a master healer, a balancing stone of mind, body, soul, great for cleansing, cleaning, healing. Also, I'll give her a quick turn around so you can see her. She also has the Tree of Life symbol in silver. Hope you like her. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.
I love this color. I really like it. Gorgeous. Guys, if you are looking to get one of these amazing creations in your own possession, please do go and peruse here the website ascensionorganites.com. The links are in the description box below. There you can find all of Carla's pyramid creations. And of course, if you use Beyond Mystic as the coupon code, you will save another 10% on these amazing creations. Okay, I think we're here in terms of some of the housekeeping notes. So let's get right to our slide deck here. And it has to do with this question of censorship. So basically, this is Zero Edge earlier today. Greenwald is opining here on the extreme censorship in the Western descent here in terms of what's happening in the theater of war. That's all I'll say for now. And Cliff High had warned both you and I, Janine, a couple of weeks ago, saying this was going to ramp up. He saw this coming up. A couple of days later, after he gave us a warning, he lost his own Twitter channel. You've now since been demonetized. I'm, of course, still demonetized here since the third iteration. But it appears now that this is also going to accelerate, and it perhaps has something to do with this. Now, so far, the gentleman on the screen has been relatively quiet here in the West as to what's happening in that particular theater of activity right now. But it appears that he's signaling at least that some news is going to start making its way. And this is perhaps why also we're seeing the devastating effects at CNN, why they're having to cut all the staff recently. They're losing control of the narrative, and they're losing face with all of these lies. So let's start here, Janine, and maybe pull some cards on if that is accurate here. And also I have to pull in, I don't have it in front of me, but Julie gave us a slide about social media the other day, and we did talk about the fact that, yes, censorship is going to increase here, at least for the next little while. So let's pull some cards and see what universe has to say here about censorship and how it's going to be affecting our lives here.
Oh boy. So we've got kind of a passing over card and a life card. So it's going to be like really dramatic for people. It'll be like one day everything's great, and the very next day, like what happened to me, they didn't even warn me, like, okay, no more no more monetization on your channel, no warning. And like it's going to be like that for a lot of people. And we're going to see, I'd say a good half the truthers are going to get taken down with cards like that. It's really intense and dramatic. So yeah, come down again.
You broke up quite a bit there, Janine, and you seem to be frozen on the screen. Janine, do you have somebody in the house using part of your bandwidth right now? Okay, hold on a second.
Okay.
Janine, I can kind of hear you, but you're frozen on the screen.
Let me maybe. Should I tell him what? Yeah. Okay, I'll text him.
Okay, hold on. Okay, folks, hold on a second here. Yeah, Janine is going to try to organize this. In the meantime, yes, this is the latest investigation. Before the one we did today, we specifically looked at all of the social medias, what their underlying goals were, perhaps the takeover battles that are currently happening right now. And we talked about, indeed, this censorship push that is happening now and this purge that is upcoming here in our social media. So if you haven't seen that too, and you want to have a bit of an insight as to perhaps how this war, the spiritual war, but also this information war is playing out right now, please do go to beyondmystic.net /pay-per-view, and then you'll see these latest investigations that we have just put forward. So I'm waiting for Janine to pop up on the screen. Hopefully we can fix that and it's not another issue that we don't know about. While we do that, hold on a second here. Let me see. Where do we go? This one here. Friday night. Okay, so let me give you a few updates here. This Wacky Woo episode might be pushed to next week. I'm not sure yet. I believe Joe is traveling. So if he's not back in time for this one, we might not be doing this Friday night episode here of the Wacky Woo on this Friday. Actually, no, that's the 22nd. Okay, so that's good. Okay, that's good. Sorry. Sorry, folks. I already corrected that. I thought that for some reason that was still on the board here for this Friday. So, okay, so this week, the last show this week will be the Thursday night here with Janine, Julie, and Sophie from Maison Jupiter. That's going to be at 8 o'clock Eastern. Okay, let's see here. Hold on a second. I'm going to try to find what's happening to my co-host. It appears that she's back. Janine, you're back.
My internet went totally off for some reason.
Okay. All right.
Well, I don't know. Nobody's home, so it can't be we can't blame it on my son.
Okay. So I think what we're going to do, simply because I didn't hear what you said at all to the answer of the question, so I'm going to ask you to maybe repeat what you had in the cards there. And of course, we were asking you about this censorship purge coming up right now in social media. I just referred the audience to our last pay-per-view with Julie, the investigation there on social media, so they can go check that out. But what are you pulling here, maybe to take the latest pulse on all of this stuff?
I had the Moon and the Ace of Pentacles, which I thought it was going to be very dramatic. One day you're up and the next day you're gone. So and I would say this kind of confirms it. There's going to be a lot of people they're going after, about maybe 40 or 50% of truthers. So you're going to be, we're already thinned to almost nothing. Wow. So this is, they're, for some reason, I don't know why, because I thought the white hats were more in control of YouTube, but maybe they got an agenda behind that. But stuff's getting crazy.
Right. Absolutely. And as we were there too, I was trying to find that article from a day or two ago. Again, a Zero Hedge. Oh yeah, this is it. I tweeted this the other day on the 12th. So yesterday, yeah. Basically, epic failure of CNN, and it's a sight to behold, quote unquote. Big cuts are looming here. So again, you and I have been reporting this on this for a long time, and even though they pretend that they are the mainstream news, it's no longer the case. Nobody's watching them, and the result is coming now of all of these lies, and there's repercussions to all of this. And for some reason, what's interesting is they don't really care about blowing up their bottom line. They don't really care about stakeholders. They care about the narrative here, because this narrative is supporting this old structure that wants to remain in power at all costs. And there's costs associated to that. We can see it now. So maybe let's ask that also. What's the energy behind maybe losing all of these tactical pieces on the chessboard for the bad guys? Is it because they know their time is up and they're really, really don't care about losing all of these pieces on the board as long as they stay in power? Is that what's happening? Oh no, did we lose Janine again? Janine, I can't hear you. You seem to be frozen on the screen. Guys, it's going to be hard to do a show here tonight. As you can see, we're having a lot of interference. Hold on. Let me text her on this other window. Seems you are frozen. Again. Please come back. Okay. Bueller. Sherry Events Sickle. Wait, it went too fast. Somebody's talking about Bueller. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Do you guys remember that movie? That was so funny. Yeah, Bueller. Where are you, Bueller? Where are you, Janine? Okay, guys. If you have questions, maybe now's the time to put them into the PayPal tip jar here. Let me see what I can do with that. Oh my God, internet's so slow now. Man. Oh man. Hopefully we can restore that either from her phone. Let's see if we can get her. Is that from the phone? So let me bring that link back up here for the PayPal tip jar. Somebody was just asking me to put that link back up. There you go. Try your phone. But don't use house internet to connect. We'll see if we can get her through the mobile network instead of the home network. Janine, you're back.
Oh my goodness. Try my phone. Should we try the phone or keep going with this and just see what happens?
Let's try to keep going. If you freeze again, try to connect using your phone, but make sure you disconnect from your Wi-Fi and that you connect with the cellular network instead. And maybe
Okay.
you'll have a backup there. Okay.
Okay.
Did you understand my last question about the cabal losing pieces on the chessboard at all costs to stay in power, and what the cards could have to say about that?
Okay, let's have a look. You broke up right in the
Okay.
middle of that.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Oh, Joanne Nolan. JC, I donated in the tip jar, but where can I ask? Okay, when you add the little tip, there's a little button that says note. You can click on it and add your question there. That's how everybody usually does it, Joanne. I hope that helps. And a big thank you to all of you in the tip jar. We will be putting our attention there very shortly here, as well as the Insider Access Pass member questions. So we'll be there in a second. So Janine, on this question here, the cabal, why are they losing all these pieces? They don't care about the money. Is it do or die for them? Oh, big yes.
Yeah, it's so do or die. And they're getting really stomped on by these guys, which is actually really good news. These are both my, the positive and for the people military and my alliance card. So we got, they are on either side and a big yes to the question. So that, yeah, they're getting their, what kicked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I feel like that's why that we're in the doer, the D word that goes with that right now, because even that word could trigger the algorithms, believe it or not. So we got to be careful, but it's like it's super tricky right now, really tricky. And you can feel it. You can feel how crazy it is right now, energetically.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, there's an interesting comment on the screen. I want to address it. Let me see if I can get into this last pay-per-view here for you guys. Hold on. Oh, quick note also, a lot of people ask me all the time, hey, it's hard to find because we keep adding more and more content here. And right now the default is alphabetical setting. That's why it starts with the A's here. But if you guys quickly want to search for the latest episode, just change the sort by, and then you'll see the latest episodes will come up the first on the screen. So that's a lot of you email me about this. So hopefully that works out. In this Looking Glass and Snake Venom episode, simply because this is very charged and there's a lot of different opinions on this, including that of Cliff High. Cliff High posted a couple of stacks on this subject matter. The first one was Watch the Water. Second one, Planet of the Snakes, which I thought was hilarious. Planet of the Apes. Anyways, and Project Looking Glass. And we asked the questions here. What are Cliff's motivations in this work? Is he telling us everything? And is Cliff working for humanity? And the reason I'm putting that up, Nicole here is like, I don't like Cliff. Not sure why. Maybe because he says Trump won't be back until 2023. So maybe, Nicole. But we did ask the cards, and we all three of us, Julie, Janine, and I, shared our own personal opinions on this work. So again, we can't really get into a lot of that subject matter here just because of everybody being knocked off of YouTube right now. So please do go check that out. But I appreciate it. We all have different points of views as we're breaking down here the transitory nature of our reality. And it's important that we continue having the dialogue, even when, and most importantly, when we don't agree with each other. That's when we really learn and we push the boundaries of our understandings. Okay. Let's get to this one here too. So basically, earlier this week, Saki came out, I believe it was on Monday, saying, brace yourself. The numbers for the CPI, Consumer Price Index, and the inflation is going to be through the roof. And so you and I were conspiracy theorists a couple of months ago when we said inflation was coming. And of course, the White House was saying, no, there's no inflation. And then they said, oh, maybe there's a little bit. And then they said, but it's going to be transitory. Don't worry. And now, like, all that narrative is dead. Now we're here to the cold hard truth, as Jenny and I were talking to you a couple of months ago. And now here we have the admissions of the numbers, which are in the teens, double digits already, which could mean that they're already over 20% in reality. This is them still massaging the numbers. And on that news, of course, we had bullion and crypto go up here in the last couple of days. So there's a bid underneath both crypto and silver and gold. So the question is here, Janine, for you in the cards, how close are we to one of those? We were talking about Cliff High here, the Webbot predictions, where we could see maybe 20% a week inflation, not a month, 20% each week. How close are we to that? If we ask the cards, are we talking about days, weeks, Months? I don't think about the months when we're looking at the numbers now. What can the cards say? Or anything else on that subject matter in terms of getting prepared here for the reality and the shock, as Saki was saying on Monday?
Well, according to this, it's days or weeks. We could see it. But interesting, then there's going to be some kind of a big shift and positive shift. So I do tend to get that. I hope I'm right about that. Let me tell you.
I have to agree with you. There's a positive shift, and it might have to do with what's already happening in Russia with the gold-backed ruble and how that's going to force other countries to look at backing their currencies with commodities, real money, as opposed to the debt slavery model we have now. So it's going to force the hand here of the collapse of the old system. But during that collapse, yes, that's what you and I have been talking about. There is going to be turmoil and pockets of pain throughout all of this. Again, we're doing these episodes and we're trying to help you navigate that, to stay prepared mentally, physically, and also whatever you can do around your house to maybe bridge the gap here between the problem areas and then maybe the better meant for society here. What's interesting, let's get into cryptos. Well, actually, somebody just said, Mike, I can't read that. Matt Carr, $600 next month as per Cliff I. I'm not sure Cliff said it was next month, although he was just talking to me and Jason Ford the other day about this inflation and also the fact that they're now raising rates here in Canada. Also, we're just now to 1%. We've increased by 50 basis points earlier today. Shocking to a lot of people because they thought they wouldn't do it. That if they did that, they would crash the economy. Yet here we are in Canada raising rates, and again more of that saber rattling in the States. But on that news, we're seeing now investment houses, a majority of financial advisors now wanting to increase their Bitcoin exposure. Again, this was conspiracy theory. It was all hogwash. And then suddenly now there's big movement. Again, there's a bid under the cryptos here. So let's maybe ask the cards, take another pulse as to how close we are to a breakout here of cryptos, making the rest of the population understand that there's no going back here. Once we move away from that burning fiat dollar and introduce ourselves into this new world, there'll be no coming back. So how close are we to that now when we're seeing mainstream financial advisors saying they want more exposure to Bitcoin and crypto in general?
Okay, so 4. So we got a 4. That kind of says to me it's kind of already there, but it's moving really slowly, or they're doing it really slowly to reveal it. It's almost like they're dragging their feet to reveal that that's maybe already a thing, because then we've got this card to clarify, which is Judgment, which is like that. This is the wake up and smell the coffee kind of card. But they're going to drag it out as long as possible, like the knowledge of it. So it's already there, I think.
Yeah, I tend to agree. And also it very much felt in the last couple of years that somehow they had put their foot on crypto until they could catch up to maybe the reality in the spiritual war we're fighting. And of course, this is the theater of war that we can't talk about here tonight. For some reason, the algos are absolutely crazy on that. Yeah. $600 silver. I just want to go back to that last comment on the screen there. Cliff had talked about the corn. Remember, you and I talked about this on Monday night in that Zero Hedge article. They were talking about all these commodities, and in that picture with silver was the corn. Let's take another pulse here, because I'm having the impression that perhaps maybe this weekend, specifically. Okay, wait. Okay, I'm thinking out loud, guys, here, and everybody's screaming at me at the same time. Let me go back to my slide deck. This is why I think something is up. If he comes out with some of the truths in the specific theater, not just about some of the labs, not just about some of the things that are actually happening to small people, all of these things, but anything he comes out that could be shocking and interesting to the public at large, by design, will also bring those people's attention to the fact that we are now on a gold standard with the ruble. You see what I mean? So any news coming out now that might be of interest to the population will also bridge that gap that the media is trying to work really hard right now to not talk about the gold back standard, so that you don't buy silver and you don't buy gold. But if he comes out with any information, is that a trigger, Janine, to really encapsulate maybe all of this false narrative into a momentum that awakens more people, and maybe get that last push where everybody goes crazy, as Clefai was saying, the unobtainium and the panic to own towards silver and gold.
I get it's really well rehearsed that he's about to reveal. I feel like they've been like, this is part of the movie. This guy's in on the movie. I don't know like how cozy in on the movie, but he's definitely part of it. Okay, because this feels like he's about to do something really good for humanity. We know that taking us back to gold backed is going to be good for humanity, but he's doing it psychologically. They're doing it in a really funny and interesting, tricky way. Okay, so and he knows everything. Like he knows where all those bodies are buried, as they say. Okay, so he is going to be really exposing. Wow. So how did you phrase the question? Because the outcome's really good.
Oh yeah. So if his news or the evidence that he's bringing forward, is that a catalyst to wake up everybody here to the gold back standard and empowering themselves with physical precious metals?
Well, that is kind of a golden card. So I'd say yes, he's going to be part of the reason why people will actually be sort of somewhat saved from the mess that the financial systems got us into, let's just say. So the Federal Reserve and what they call the petrodollar has been illegally operating and scamming everybody. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
And it's going down, and that would have been a disaster if it wasn't for on the back channels. These guys had this all planned. What Mr. P is doing, they had it all planned. He's part of the plan. He's part of the. They knew this was coming, and they put a whole bunch of things into place. So yeah, he's part of the movie, and his moves are going to make a big difference. Yeah.
Think so. Okay. Wow. Aussie girl, yes, to go back securities. Is that what you said? Currencies. My God, the chat is moving really fast tonight. And Ken, Ash, silver, silver, silver. Okay. On that note, let me bring up the where did I go? Oh man, I have so many things open, guys. Hold on a second. I'm a bit discombobulated today. So much work with all of these investigations we're putting forward. Silver, there you go. Okay, so yes, silver. This week, still on sale here for the Beyond Mystic audience members, the 100-ounce RCM, so Royal Canadian Mint bars, on sale at $4.45 over spot per ounce here. Incredibly great price, on top of the fact that these are hard to find. Most of the dealers don't have these right now, or they're 6 to 8 weeks out. So please do go check it out. That's beyondmystic.net /silver. And on the Canadian side, also MF Bullion, Bullion, BU, right, MF, BU. There you go, .ca. I believe there as well, we have the new 10-ounce Swiss PAMP bars. Yes, that's correct here. Or actually, no, the kilo. The 1-ounce kilo PAMP Swiss bars on sale at $5.49. This is Canadian over spot. So for all of you Canadian subscribers out there, these are really cool. Janine, you have these kilo bars as well. I have them. They're absolutely amazing products. So guys, do go check that out. mfbullion.ca, and I'll bring that a link here in the live chat. And I do apologize for some of these little lags in my presentation tonight. We're dealing with all these little weird things happening at the same time. Okay. It's just a crazy world. Okay. So what am I doing next? Let's take a first question here from the PayPal tip jar. Thank you so much, everyone. Again, seeing as the demonetization is hitting us here, I really appreciate this. So Michelle Smizinski is asking, on silver, will my silver investment bring financial independence for my plans to help animals? Oh, I love that. And a lot of the people watching this show too, they're into silver and gold, not because they want to buy hookers and booze and, you know, the whole Wall Street thing. They want to help humanity. That's a common denominator here on the channel. Janine.
You bet. That's a generational wealth card, and that's temperance. So it kind of gives you the peace of mind to do the things you want to do, and even have abundance and be able to share with your family and your fur family or your four-legged family, whoever you want to, make comfortable this lifetime. Yeah. And then these two cards. So often this card can be a little bit suspicious. It could be like a facade, but not if it's well aspected. If it's well aspected, this person who's asking that question really did their homework to manifest something where they can get some real peace of mind in their future financially. So because that's what the question's about, and it will bring them that dream that they're, wanting for their animals.
Okay. Well, that's very good. Let's see if I can get the next one in here also from the PayPal tip jar. Linda Griziak. Is that how I pronounce that? Griziak? I'm not sure. How would you pronounce that? That's a hard one.
Griziak.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I'm terrible at pronouncing words.
I'm usually pretty good, but this one is tricky for me. Okay, so Linda, thank you so much. I appreciate that tip. Will I open a store, write a book, or start a YouTube channel? Okay, let's ask the cards for direction here. She's moving into the knowledge-based economy. She's teaching people. She wants to be part of this information transformation here into the age of Aquarius, where we become the knowledge bearers. A really interesting move by Linda. Where can she put her energies, and where can those be the most effective?
Well, she's going to use some people skills and skills in front of a camera. YouTube. Okay, because this guy's really good in front of a camera. He's very charismatic. So that sounds like YouTube to me. Doesn't sound like writing a book. That would have been an Ace of Swords, the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords. This is more like acting and or a presentation of presenting yourself and being a character, almost like becoming a character or becoming a brand or becoming, of course you can be wholesome about that. It doesn't have to be the way it's been done, right?
Right.
Better ways to do it. But anyway, yeah. So she's gonna. Was that a woman that asked that question?
Linda, yes.
Yeah. Is going to be could even become known in her genre or YouTube or she's going to be in front of a camera is what I get. So
YouTuber or whatever else is replaced by YouTube. Again, go check out the last investigation we did on social media. There's changes coming there as well. Okay, Lisa, let me see if I can bring this one up also. Thank you so much, Lisa. And she says, a blessing to you, JC, Janine. Love you both. I love you too. Thank you. Please ask, what is my divine purpose in this lifetime? For Lisa. Very good. Divine purpose in this lifetime for Lisa.
Very old soul, by the way. Very old soul, and a very generous and likes to give people a hand up on things, right? So this person is a philanthropist. Okay, so maybe you've been that in other lifetimes, or maybe you have the means to be and or doing that in this lifetime, but it feels like a lot of your wisdom and using your wisdom to know who to give a hand up to and who maybe has to work on their own. So it's like having the discernment and knowledge to know intuitively, and I'm like that too, who do you help and who do you let figure it out on their own. I feel like you're underestimating, whoever asked the questions, underestimating what they're already doing out there. They rise the vibration when you get a card like that, just being in a room. Just the topics you might talk about or your energy levels just already bring wisdom to the room. Like, have you ever been in a room where somebody enters and all of a sudden the mood changes for the better?
Oh, yeah.
There's a charisma too. It's not just about like that kind of LA, like Hollywood charisma. That's one kind. And that's sort of a cheap version of it. I'm talking about true charisma, where for lifetimes, a person's energy has been doing good and or really doing their work here and being of service and making the world a better place. And they accumulate this charisma that's sort of a spiritual charisma. I got a feeling the person asking the question has that. And they're already doing, just by having done all the work in the background, they're already changing the vibration of those around them or the room they're in or wherever they sort of put their energy.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Wow. I'd like to meet this person. Very, very cool. Okay. Next one, Lucy, Lusee, Lucy. I love it. Lucy Burnett. Just wanted to say thank you, Lucy. That's an amazing tip. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. Wow. Okay. A big thank you to you, Lucy. Let me see if I can get back to our slide deck questions here for tonight. I thought this was interesting, Janine. This is Zero Hedge reporting that this year, Mark Zuckerberg here paid $26.8 million on his security. Can you imagine?
Wow.
What's going on with this story? Like, why is it so expensive to get this guy? Is it walking from A to B? Like, can he not be seen in public? What can the cards tell us about this huge security cost for Mark Zuckerberg? Is this a weird?
Is that supposed to be his wife beside him?
I have no idea.
Because that does not look like how she used to look, but that's just my opinion.
No, I have no idea, but maybe. Let me see if I can glean that from the article while you pull some cards. So what's the story behind these escalating? Like, look at this chart here from 2013, 3 million a year, now 26 million. Well, actually, the personal security. Okay, got it. There's pre-tax allowances. There's private aircraft. That's the teal part. But the blue part is the personal security. So I would clock that around 15 million. Like, that's a lot of money for personal security. Absolutely incredible. What's with this story?
Interesting. I'm not getting it's true. This was in the past that brought us the story. This guy's a little bit crafty. And then I got, I think this person, Zuckerberg, is rounded up. I think he's rounded up by the Alliance. So I think he's somewhere south of Florida. Yeah, that's what I get. And so I don't know why they're saying that. I don't know what they're doing there. Maybe it's just a way of moving his money.
I was going to say, is it code talk for money that's been recaptured or? Yeah.
That's what I was getting. On behalf of the children. Maybe he's been involved in that party substance. So this is how they're part of how they process those people is they take their funding, their monies.
26 million is a small number, but there might be in this 26.8 a code out there that these people would understand in this information war. So there might be more here if you read between the lines that you and I and people like us are not really privy to. So that's fascinating. Okay. Wow. Okay, let's get into the Insider Access Pass question. Okay, Bonnie, will my energy work business be more successful so I can quit my dental job? A lot of people in that space and frequency and situation right now. So, Bonnie, will my energy work business be more successful so I can quit my dental job?
Looks like Bonnie had a big shock or had a revelation recently that led to them really thinking about, I got to get out of here. They're like absolutely either bored or just not inspired in their current position. Also, we have an old soul. So clearly bringing a lot to any kind of healing profession they want to be getting themselves involved in, or healing work, because this card's been lifetimes working in the service of humanity or serving humanity. And they're looking at it, and they look like they're all poised to go. This card doesn't have any barriers. They're ready to go on that path. They're just hesitating before. So I feel like it's inevitable. The only thing they're going to stop them from how fast they become successful is their own hesitation and concerns about, I'm not, good enough, or who am I to do this, or do you know what I mean? So they're going to have to work on self-esteem around what they do and yup themselves up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to work with clients like that. You need to like really spell it out for them. You let their soul really show them who they really are and what they can do.
Right. Okay. Let me take this question here from the live chat. Michael, Mar, Janine, and JC. Silver finished at 25.94 today. Yeah, on or about. Janine and Julie saw silver going up this month in April in the last episode we did. What is happening at this point? I wanted to point you to this video. Amazing work by our friend Bix Weir here, who's provided charts for Janine and I in our last shows here. But he's saying, hey, silver will be the last commodity, quote unquote, allowed to be inflated. And the title here was also Alert, Inflation Rages in Everything Except Silver right now. So to the why, Bix, of course, is talking about the manipulation here. Janine and I have talked about this many times, but we're also getting now through the cards and through some of the research we're doing now for the next Beyond Crypto Woo that will be up in a couple of days from now, that this manipulation is almost at the end and why we're saying that. So go check out this episode, Michael, from Bix Weir, and we will also be adding to that here in the next couple of days on both the Astro Woo episode as well as the new Beyond Crypto Woo coming out for the month of May. Janine, anything you want to add for this period right here in the show?
This is silver. It's coming up as it's already really abundant. That card's one of our biggest money abundant cards. It's actually one of the best cards in the deck. That one and the world. Some people, the world's tricky because it could mean you're done with your lifetime. So some people would consider that negative because that means they're leaving or they're going to lose somebody. And other people would love that because the world's a completion of a huge project you were working on, possibly your lifetime. But the sun doesn't really have any competition to be in the best card in the deck. So silver's coming up as the sun. I think it's going to surpass gold eventually. Okay, so this is, so when it goes, it looks like it just leaps.
Mm-hmm.
Shocking. So it's literally like the fool. So they're fooling you. They're fooling you. I don't know why they're doing it that way, but they've been playing around with gold and silver for a really long time, I guess, so they could keep it all for themselves.
Well, it's the Achilles heel of the financial system. And again, if you follow the work of anybody who's been doing this for a long time, they know why silver is the Achilles heel. And the minute that goes, everything else goes. And this is why they're fighting tooth and nail here to keep these prices down. Again, guys, just go look around. Very hard to find these Royal Canadian Mint products right now. Check it out here. These are the ones available for the Beyond Mystic audience at beyondmystic.net. And also for the Canadians, don't forget that mfbullion.ca, our affiliate program on that side as well, with an amazing special here for these PAMP bars. Really, really good quality. Go check it out. Okay, so let's see what we do next. Is that a start comment that I had? Why is Janine's cancel? Oh, not live. Okay, so we addressed that earlier. Okay, let me see. Okay, so let's go to, I'll pick, how much time do we have left, Janine? We'll give them a few more questions here because we had a late start because of all the issues here. Okay, let's see what I can pick from the Insider Pass. Let's go back down here. Let's tackle this one, Janine. It's a tough one. Sky Girl NDA. Okay. She's asking if Phil G is really in the know. Now, my impression and your impression is that he does have glimpses of information. Although on this last video here with the Venom, he seems to have been caught hook, line, and sinker in that narrative. Is there a question we can ask to be fair here? We're live. He's not here to defend himself. How would you approach maybe tackling this in any way or not?
Why don't we ask about his latest video?
Okay.
Was that part of the movie, or is he authentically shocked at what's not happening in the White Hats world, and or what they've been up to, or what he wasn't told? Because that's kind of what the issue was. I'm assuming they're referring to his latest live, which is where he went through that whole video that we keep showing. Well, at the beginning we showed, and we can't even talk about because we'll get in trouble. Okay, so he discussed that, and he seemed very angry. About not being let in on. So is that a bit of play acting, for, maybe for the good or whatever, or is he straight up fooling everybody, or is he literally that's authentic? Let's just see how authentic though what he was presenting there, because he might be part of the movie. And there's a lot of people part of the movie. It doesn't make them bad. We might even be part of the movie. We don't even know it.
Well, that's I was going to say that a lot of people are part. We don't even know.
Part of the movie, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I think that's fair. I don't like talking about people.
We're not going to talk about his character. We're going to talk about the latest video.
Yeah.
Where was he coming from there?
Okay, that's fair.
Genuinely surprised at that video, and it really affected him, because that's what he was portraying, right? So let's see. You know, and I do watch Phil, and a lot of people get mad at me for watching him, but I get a lot of his stuff's right on. So it's like everybody tells me, oh, he's a bad guy, all this stuff. You know what? They can smear everybody, and everybody has a past.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with things that they say about him in his past, but he even talks about it. You know, he's talked about it plain as day on his show. Okay, so I'm not going to hold a grudge against him for the rest of his life. I'm going to keep watching him and be careful and just see how it goes, right?
Yeah, use discernment. Again, listen to everybody, but follow nobody in all of this. Okay, I hope Sky Girl MDA, I know we twisted your question a little bit, but hopefully that works. We're just trying to be responsible. So go ahead, Janine, with the way you presented the question there.
So this is really interesting. Yeah, he looks like he's absolutely part of what I'd call the white hats. So he's made deals with the white hats. He's so that leaves it interesting. He has genuinely had issues with the way they run things, so that part's true. And he does tend to air that. So he's fairly straight shoots from the hip.
Right.
He's even on camera said he doesn't agree with some of their choices and the way they do. So that looks true. Okay. And then the two, I don't think he was told to present. I think he's literally reacting to the video, honestly, so far, what I'm getting. And he's in on some of the inside action of the white hats. So he may have been genuinely felt like he was left out of an equation there. So I think he was being authentic. So far, that's what it looked. Yeah, he's authentic. He's he's just being Phil.
Wow.
You know, and he might change his tune in a day or two, like he often does. Like he'll go from, what I find about him when I've been watching him is he's very emotional. Right, like he'll move right into something on a live in his feelings, and so sometimes it's quite interesting and overwhelming, and almost you don't even believe it because it's so. But not too many people are that kind of real. There's only once I wasn't sure about, like how real he was being. It was when a member of his family passed over. Wow. And I've since thought, I think I was wrong about that, actually. I think he really was real. I think every time I do cards on Phil, he's pretty raw and real.
Okay.
So there you go.
We live in weird times. I mean, and again, that's the part here about learning to use discernment and moving away from what we thought were trusted news media and having to go through what we would call these battles of personalities and egos and all of this stuff. That's what we get in alternative media. But it doesn't mean that because there's ego or infighting that some of the information is not absolutely valuable. We're all learning here. That's the whole point. So, okay, fair enough on that. Hopefully, Sky Girl MDA, that answers somewhat your question. We played around with that.
Can I just add one thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
So he's behaving like that to the video because he thinks it's real. And so he's assuming he was left out of the loop. Okay, but in the meantime, who knows what's going to happen in the next week? Because I always say, sit back with these big, real gut punchy and or really intense information. Just sit with it for a week because a whole bunch of things are going to come out and we'll see what's true, what isn't, and how much of it's true. So I feel like he was having a reaction to it in the moment, but there's still things he'll discover and he might tone that down or who knows. But I feel like it'll shift and change over the next few Phil videos.
I feel like we spend a lot of time talking about him. We always have questions about this guy. I don't know why. Because Richard's in the chat right now. He's saying, hey, well, why does he talk about this flat earth stuff? I'm like, we answered that last week. So.
You know what? Yeah, he believes it. So let him.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I'm not even going near it. Like
Yeah.
the card once said, it's not flat or
It's neither
round.
or. Yeah. It's
I'm
neither
leaving
or.
it there until I get more information.
Yeah. Let's go this one here, Christina. Wow. Thank you so much for that tip, Christina. Really appreciate that. Wow. Really nice. Will Suramin cure autism? So here on YouTube, it's very difficult. We cannot talk about any cures, but I think if we rephrase that question and see is what could the cards say about Suramin and how perhaps it could be used in the context of autism. I think that is fair enough to ask here on YouTube because they're very strict on all of this medical policy stuff. And for those members who don't know, Suramin is a medication used to treat African sleeping sickness and river blindness. But perhaps there's components in there too that could alleviate or help with the autism situation as well. What do the cards have to say about this, Janine?
Not looking so good. Looks like it's missing something.
Okay.
It's like part of the way there, but not all the way. So there's gonna need to be a more looking into it. But I think eventually, because the outcome cards are really good, eventually we are gonna find out how to move away to a healthier way of being with autism. Okay, so people because I've looked at it before and I got that it was not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it's hard on families and likely hard on the person, but there's some kind of really evolved soul in autistic beings. Okay, and I think what this is saying is we're going to find out how to communicate with them on a higher vibration, and the higher our vibration goes, and the more we rise up what is it called again? So we're in 3D, so we're going to 5D. Is that how it goes? Yeah. I feel like the more evolved we get, we catch up to them. I actually think they're more evolved, and once we learn how to interact with them, they're just a little ahead of us somehow. And they're on the earth maybe in a time when people don't know how to deal with them, but doesn't mean there's something wrong with them per se.
Right. Well, and that's interesting you mentioned that too. I know it's hard on families too. I have friends and I've been around this subject matter for 20 years in my previous career too. And I always try to do my best to help out and get respite care for these families and all that. But what you're saying about how it could be good is something sparked into my mind. You and I interviewed Robin McLeavy here. Was it in last December? And she had talked about how there was this new iteration or new, I don't want to say race of human beings coming in. I forget if she mentioned 2026 or 2027. And we spoke about the fact that there might be precursors here on this planet to this new human race. And maybe the autism part is part of that. They're in a different spectrum. They see things differently. And they might have a very important role yet to play in this new world that we're creating. Do you remember this conversation?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I absolutely do.
Yeah. So guys, check out this interview if you haven't seen it. It was a fabulous interview. We have to get her back too because we want to talk about this was the sacred temple, but we had the birthing part as well. We wanted to talk about the divine feminine energies and a whole bunch of things. So Janine, next time you talk to Robin, let her know. Anytime she wants to come back on the show, book her back on because the audience absolutely loved her the last time she was here. That was amazing. So folks, if you haven't seen this episode, please do go and check it out. All right. I think we can probably call it there. Janine, do you want to do maybe a last pull on the collective energy of how perhaps things are going to unfold here in the next week? You and I are going to see each other maybe on the weekend here for another pay-per-view investigation, but for the audience at large, it'll be next Monday. So what do we have from here to next Monday in terms of energies, pushing, propelling, pulling humanity here? What do we need to know about?
Be really careful, you guys. You're going to get pulled in every direction. You're going to get all kinds of gut punchy videos out there, and you're going to swing. You're going to find that your energy's swinging back and forth. So if you take it too personally, I would stay grounded in what you know in your heart to be true so far. And anything new coming onto the scene that's completely taken you in a new direction, just sit with it and file it. file it back there somewhere, and don't just swing over and throw out everything else that you know.
Right.
Because I feel like there's going to be a whole bunch of things trying to take us off the path. It's almost like, we're right at that point where we're going to get pulled in every direction, and we're going to need to really be careful, because it could really bring our vibration down and stress us right out. So have a happy place you go to when you just opened your emails, and the first one was a horrifying gut punch or whatever. Trust. Like, there's going to be truthers taken down. They're going to get weird things happening to their channels. We'll all survive and thrive. We're all going to actually grow into amazing, life's going to get better on the other side eventually. But there is some rocky road and some storms coming up. So be really mindful of that. Try to have a sense of humor.
No, that's very good.
Yeah, focus on what's great about your life and what do you like about it, not just all those external things that feel like they're coming in on you.
Right. Akira says, hey, great show again, JC and Janine. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And I agree with what you just said. It's not a question of necessarily also putting your head in the sand and going, no, I don't want to hear anything. No, we have to be alert right now. We have to be paying attention to what's going on. These are critical times. But what Janine is saying is, don't jump on every flavor of the hour, because there's a lot of flavors coming out really quickly here to knock us off our game and to change our frequency. I think this is the battle right now for us to keep that frequency as high as possible. Brian Johnson is asking, hey, how can I get a reading? Janine doesn't do any tarot readings anymore for a long time, guys. But Sophie does here at Maison Jupiter. And you can book this through maisonjupiter.com. If you use the coupon code BeyondMystic, you can get a 10% off. Sophie will be on the show tomorrow night with Janine and Julie. So if you haven't met Sophie yet, the amazing tarot reader, please check out the show tomorrow night. Absolutely going to be an amazing blockbuster show again for you guys. You can check that out at maisonjupiter.com. And tomorrow night, make sure to mark your calendars here for the 8 o'clock show. And if you have time also to join us at 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon for the Cold Hard Truth with Mr. Jay Widener. I'm Jean-Claude at BeyondMystic. I love you guys. In the meantime, please remember to like, share, and subscribe here at Tarot by Janine and also at Ascending Ravens. A big thank you to all of you in the PayPal tip jar. Again, really appreciate it. I'll be announcing the winner of the pyramid here tomorrow morning, and Carla will be in touch with you shortly thereafter. This was another episode of Tarot Readings by Janine. I love you guys and have a great evening. We'll see you soon. Au revoir.
Au revoir.